Hey everyone, James with TFB TV. It's been a sweaty crotch pit of a year, 2020 has. Global pandemic, unemployment, civil unrest, and here I am in New Orleans, and we've got Hurricane Cristobal bearing, or not hurricane, tropical storm Cristobal, but I mean, who's counting? Bearing down on us. If there's not a time to get drunk, other than now, I don't know when that is. So I'm here to be your tour guide to Drunky Town. I'm gonna help you with that, and we are going to make margaritas. I'm actually very proud of the margarita that I make here at the Reeves residence. We use cats. Cut it out. So I've got all the ingredients right here, as you can see. The most critical component, of course, fresh squeezed lime juice. These limes came from Lindsay's lime trees in the backyard. If you don't have your own lime trees, then just regular old bagged limes from the grocery store will work. In addition to limes, for tequila, I like Lunazul. This is Lunazul Blanco. That's what they use at Juan's Flying Burrito. If you've ever been to New Orleans, great Mexican restaurant, they make a fantastic margarita, and that is their house organic tequila. And it won't set you back too much. I think that was $17.99 for that bottle. On the other hand, Cointreau. So Cointreau, this bottle of Cointreau will cost you about $42. It's fantastic stuff. I think it's mandatory for a good margarita. You could probably substitute, in fact, you could probably substitute like Sosa for like $15 a bottle or whatever that runs, and triple sec and get a similar result here. So we've got lime juice, we've got tequila, we've got Cointreau, and of course you need a little bit of simple syrup, not too much. We don't want it to be sweet. Also, we're trying to get drunk, not fat. So I like to make my simple syrup with Splenda, and I promise you, you'll be pleasantly surprised if you try this, but there's nothing stopping you if you object to using chemical sweeteners, understandably, in your margarita, nothing stopping you from using sugar. And that's what we're gonna do first. We're gonna make our Splenda simple syrup reduction. We're going to use actually 2 cups of water for every 1 cup of Splenda. Normally, if you're using just regular sugar, it's a 1-to-1. You're gonna use 1 cup of water and 1 cup of sugar. We've got some optional ingredients. We like to spice it up around here at the Reeves residence. Lindsay's got her jalapenos, or as I like to call them, jalapenos, because they're so damn hot. And then we also really like this, my brother-in-law gave me this Ancho Reyes. It's a chili poblano liqueur that is 80 proof, so just like your tequila. So there's a lot of booze in here, and it's got like a roasted pepper taste. We'll deal with it at the end. We'll circle back around to this, but this is some good stuff. Like, it adds like a peppery bite to your margs. Let's get started with the simple syrup, the boring stuff. We've got our 0-calorie simple syrup mix on the burner behind me. We're gonna go ahead and start cutting up these limes. James, how many bags of limes do I need in order to get blackout f***ed up on margaritas? It obviously depends on how much margarita you wanna make. I understand that I'm speaking to a very small majority of you when I say, if you have friends, you're going to need at least 2 bags of limes. You'll be surprised at how little yield you get from 2 bags of limes. It's pretty much like any video on YouTube. A whole lot of substance for only a little bit of juice, and the rest of it's trash. So we're gonna take our bags of limes and we're gonna cut them in half first. But before I start doing this, let's check on our sugar-free simple syrup. Boom, there it is, as clear as water. Really all you have to do is get this to a boil, make sure that you stir it a couple of times, and then flip it off, and you're good to go. Easy peasy. That's why it's simple syrup, not complex syrup. Guys, we're not just getting drunk together, but we're getting healthy together too. Limes are full of vitamin A, vitamin B, vitamin C, and antioxidants. We're talking only about 20 calories per lime. And since I know you guys are gonna ask, this is a Kershaw tack bump. They don't make them anymore. This is one of my favorite knives, S30V steel, and it's got a recurved blade that makes slicing through limes for margaritas, which is what I believe this knife was designed for, makes it a piece of cake. Now that we've cut up 5 pounds of limes. 5 freaking pounds of limes. Let's see how much juice we can get out of these bad boys. The first time I did this, the first time I said, I'm gonna make a batch of really good low sugar margaritas, I squeezed these things by hand, 5 pounds of limes. I would rather French kiss my dad than do that again. So the first thing I did was I got on Amazon and I got the highest rated reaming juicer, like mechanical reaming juicer. And that's the Black & Decker right here. This is great because you can just stow it kind of under your counter. When I was a bartender, we had the one with the big crank. That's way easier than this. However, those things are pretty large and it's hard to store, especially whenever all your spare storage goes to AR mags and lowers and what have you. All right, we hot? Oh, we're hot. We're hot. Pretty easy. Way easier than doing it by hand. Oh my God, last one. All right, so I just juiced 2 bags of limes, which were 2 pounds each, plus about a dozen limes that Lindsay picked from the backyard. And we've got a little bit over 32 ounces or a little bit over a quart of lime juice. Pretty decent yield, but you would think you would get way more than that out of like 5 freaking pounds of limes, right? So I'm not gonna bullshit you here, guys. I don't have like an exact ratio. I never do. I kind of just make them to taste. But it typically involves, you want this to be primarily tequila, I promise you. If you absolutely hate tequila, then I guess kind of do your own thing with what you got here. Somewhere between 2 and 3 parts tequila to everything else. Oh, there we go. Just spilled half of it all over the effing counter. So I got that was 1 cup. Now we've got 1/3 of a cup. So we'll do 1 part lime juice. Lime juice goes a pretty far way. You don't need much of it. I'm spilling this everywhere. Thank God Lindsay's at the gym because she would take my effing head off right now. She saw me spilling the shit all over the place. And let's do 1 part Cointreau, even though like I don't like to go heavy on the Cointreau. It's a little sweet, but you do need it to kind of take the edge off of like this really hot tequila and this really sour lime juice. And then finally, just do your simple syrup that we made. Just do it to taste. Just pop a little in there, not too much. Kind of stir it around a little bit and we'll give this a try. We'll see how we did. Doing 3, 1, 1, and a little bit of syrup. I'm not gonna tell you how to live your life, but what we basically did here was 2 to 3 parts tequila to 1 part Cointreau to 1 part fresh squeezed lime juice. So tequila is your main ingredient. And then you can go up to 1 part of simple syrup. If you want it sweeter, add a little more simple syrup. And once again, I am here for you and I want you to do whatever it is that makes you happiest. But what I like is, you see we've got this jar right here, which almost has an entire bottle of tequila in it. I like to top it off here with Ancho Reyes to give it a little, that poblano hit. There we go, perfect. Now I'm gonna shake it up and this is gonna be fucking flawless. So there it is, the world's best, no sugar added margarita. Was it a little imprecise? Yes. I'm sorry, I don't have exact measurements, but I believe in you. I know that you boys can do it at home. I know that you can figure out, I mean, start with that base, 2 to 3 parts tequila to like 1 part, either triple sec or Cointreau or Grand Marnier. Dude, do this with cheap booze if you want to. I chopped up a little bit of jalapeno, just a little bit of Lindsay's jalapeno, and I put them in margarita. And by the way, this is our yield. So from an entire bottle of tequila and from all that lime juice, we got this much margarita. Not a whole ton, but once you put it on the rocks, I promise you, it'll get you a long way and you will get blackout. That's a promise. This is how much lime juice we had left over. So we have plenty of lime juice, probably over a bag of lime juice left. So that means we can go buy more rot gut tomorrow and use the rest of this. Almost forgot about our Cointreau. Again, this is the expensive stuff. You can use triple sec, seriously. You can use triple sec or Grand Marnier, which is more expensive. We didn't use a whole ton of that, but this is super sweet stuff. And we're doing this just so we have an excuse to drink more tequila. I know that the proper thing to do right now is to like get a fancy low ball glass and fill it full of ice, salt up the rim, load one of these bad boys up. I mean, that is, I don't watch a lot of cooking videos, but my understanding is that's like the shot of a cooking video, is at the very end where you kind of throw everything together. It's so contrived that I'm not gonna do it, and I refuse to do it. This may seem like a stupid recipe video for most of you guys out there, but this was a journey. It's a journey that we went on together, and this journey continues for you without me. We have the feeling of satisfaction, self-satisfaction, of accomplishment, achievement by making these excellent margaritas. We've got the feeling of self-fulfillment by drinking margaritas with no sugar added. So you've got like lower calorie marg, and then you're gonna have a couple of these by yourself. You're gonna go out, you're gonna make some friends, and then they're gonna invite you over to a party at their house. You're gonna have a couple of these before you go over there to get over your social anxiety. You're gonna go over there, you're gonna bring some of this over. You're gonna tell everybody, hey, can you believe this is no sugar added? They're gonna be like, you're full of shit, buddy. And new best friends, next thing you know, CEO of a company, journey. We went on it together, we went on a journey. Guys, pray for me. We've got a tropical storm coming through. We've seen a lot worse. Tropical storm's nothing. So it's not gonna be any big deal, but I figured I'd make something special for you guys to enjoy as our Patreon and Subscribe Star supporters, because you mean a lot to me. Again, I always joke around in these videos, but I really can't emphasize enough how much your support means. Guys, stay safe out there. Take care. I love you.